Hello everyone, welcome to another video. This is Tatiana from 21 Kittens Art Studio. In today's video, I wanted to review a few papers that I got from a watercolor maker back in Canada a few years ago. She sent them to me around the beginning of 2020. So I've had these papers sitting with me for 6 years now, and I have never tried them. I had completely forgotten about them until this weekend when I was feeling like I wanted to try new papers for watercolor. Like I always use arches, and I also use the canson aquarelle that is only, is it 60 or 70% cotton? I can't remember right now. And those are my favorite papers to use. But I wanted to try something different. So I went to a store to buy more of the canson, which I am running low on, and I also wanted to buy more of the Saunders that I finished recently as well, and to also see what they had. And they did not have the canson nor the Saunders, but they did have, let me check, I think they're here. Yeah, they had these papers, so these are Magnani, and this is the sampler pack, and I also bought like a larger block of the hot pressed one to try. I haven't tried them yet, but when I got home that day I was about to try these, and then I remembered that I had those samples from the lady in Canada, and I said, okay, let's give them a try. And as I was doing that, I realized that they had started to go bad, especially this one. So this one here is the canson cold press. Now I don't know what type of canson this is. I don't know how much cotton it has in there, so it could be canson heritage, which would be the 100% cotton, or it could be the canson aquarelle, like I said, 60 or 70% cotton, which I can't remember right now, or any other. I know it's not the XL because of the texture, and I have the XL and I know how it feels. This one feels a bit more premium than the XL. It doesn't feel like the aquarelle one, so maybe it could be heritage, or maybe it was like a different line of canson. Like I said, the person who sent these to me, she's based in Canada, so I don't know what the North American market for canson looks like. But anyway, so I had tried this one out. I realized that the paper was off, and I thought that maybe I should try and do another video on paper that has gone bad. Like, I know I did one fairly recently, but I think I was a bit all over the place. So I am gonna try and make a better, like I'm going to do a better effort now for these. And I have quite a few here. So I have a handmade indigo, then I have the Strathmore Vision, Yupo. This one is the canson hot press, Arches hot press, Arches cold press, and the canson hot press. So without further ado, grab yourself a beverage or something to eat, or maybe just listen along, you know, while you paint or while you do some of your house chores. That's fine by me. And let's talk a bit about watercolor paper today. Okay, this is the one that I was telling you about, the one that I tried out. And it wasn't after I was painting on it that I decided to make a video on it. And this was a canson hot press, canson cold press. Now I don't know if it's the canson heritage or if it was another line of canson. I am guessing it does have cotton in it. I don't know how much. Also, when I was painting this morning, I could notice that the colors weren't blending very well. So it wasn't like an isolated spot on paper that wasn't working properly. Anyway, the rest of the pages that I got from her, from this very lovely lady, are these ones. This is another canson. So this is the hot press, and it feels nice and smooth, and it reminds me a bit of the Arches hot press, which I think she's also included in this selection. And I can tell, I'm not sure you can tell in the camera, I don't think so, but I can tell that there's a sort of yellowing on the borders. So this is much brighter than the edges. It's very slight, very faint, so it's barely noticeable to the eye. And I'll try this one as well. Let's see. I'm guessing all of them have gone bad. It's a shame, because I did have them stored in a dark envelope inside a drawer, but the weather here in Spain, the city I'm in, is very humid, even though we try to keep the house as cool as possible and fairly dry. Now this one here is a Strathmore Vision. I've never tried this one before. I've never even seen it. I don't even know which one it is. And it doesn't feel like a classic watercolor paper. This feels more like for more mixed media, maybe. I mean, there is like a slight texture on it. I doubt you'll be able to see it, but I'm gonna try. I don't know if you can notice, but there's like a very, very slight texture on this. And it's much smoother on the back. I'm guessing this is the back side. That's where she put the post-its. And yeah, I can also tell there's like a faint yellowing on the border. But we'll see. Like, I have no idea what this paper is. I might have to Google it to find out more about it. Then I have the, oh wow, what is this? This feels so different. Yupo Medium. This feels like photograph paper, like kind of plasticky. Reminds me a bit of stone paper. It's very, very thin. So this is definitely not 300 GSM. This is probably like 200 GSM maybe. But this is such a weird paper. Like, I don't want to touch it too much in case I leave oily residue on it. I mean, I know that she gave them to me because I purchased watercolors from her. So they should all be for watercolor. I've never tried this before. This is going to be interesting. I don't know how it's going to work with watercolor, but we'll give it a try. Okay, so this is the Arches cold press, so it's the one that we all already know. It doesn't even smell. Like, I have noticed that with my Arches blocks, the ones that I've had for too long, even though they haven't gone bad yet, they will have like a particular smell to them, especially when you wet them. They don't smell very good. They smell kind of eggy, I don't know, organic like. This one just smells like paper. And yeah, we'll also try it. I hope it hasn't gone bad. And then this, yes, this is the hot press, the Arches hot press. And this one's looking fine as well. But again, I don't know if it's me or the background, but I feel like there is like a slight yellowing. Okay, let's put it against this one. This one here is, this is a, no, it smells like Arches. Yeah, I think, yeah, this is Arches. This is Arches cold press. Yeah, no, there's no yellowing. I think it's my mind tricking me. Yeah, and like I said, I was able to recognize this Arches paper from the smell. But yeah, these ones don't smell, so I'll try that one as well. I know like how the Arches hot press and the cold press work, because I have them both and I like them both. They are my favorite by far. And then we have this one, the last one. It's called Indigo Handmade. I have no idea. It is a beautiful paper. It is about 300 GSM. It's quite stiff, you know, like it doesn't flop. And you can tell that it's handmade. It has the particular markings of handmade paper. I hope that the camera is picking this up. I can't really tell from my viewfinder. But yeah, it has these beautiful deckled edges. And I feel bad trying this. Like, I know I have to try them, you know, I have to use them. Otherwise they go bad. I have some handmade cotton paper that I'm not too keen on. Like, it's supposed to be good for watercolor, I think. But I don't like it very much. Let me just show you the example that I have. And this one is made by Zara, so like the clothing brand. They have a home goods line as well, and they started including some stationery items. And these are the postcards. The writing is mine. But then these come with the borders and postcard and the 2 lines and the little square here. Okay, this is much more white than the one that she sent me. And it also feels a bit more fabric-y, if that's one way of putting it, like the edges are much softer. Yeah, I think they might be about the same weight. But yeah, when I tried this one, and I even bought like the larger sheets that Zara has available. I don't know if they are available now, by the way. I bought these 2 years ago and I wasn't too keen on it. I didn't really like how watercolor worked on this, so I'm not sure how it's gonna work on this one, but I'll give it a go. Okay, I've done a quick sketch on the Canson hot press. Just a little girl. It's not the best. I don't really care about the drawing. It's just to have something, an image to try the colors on. I have my watercolors prepared here already. These are the ones that I've been using lately. So these are the Codman Winsor Newton. I have a few that I've poured into my little palette. I have just a little brush, a 10 size brush, and let's start with a bit of wet on wet. So my brush is very wet and I'm just going to apply water on the hair. And I can already tell that the paper has gone bad because of what the water is doing. As you can see, I hope you can see this, this is the paper soaking in the water. It's going through, it's not staying on top of it. And I'm not going to be able to do any proper washes. Now there is some color on it and that's because of what's left over in my brush. But yeah, I won't be able to do like a nice wet on wet technique. Excuse me. So for instance, if I go in with, let's give her sort of green here. I just picked a bit of green in my brush. Normally, if the paper was in good condition, the water would have stayed on top, and when I applied the paint would have flowed into that water puddle that would be sitting on top of the paper. But in this case, that's not happening. As you can see, the paint is sort of getting stuck on the paper, right on the spot where I am applying it, and I can't do anything about it. I can't blend it, I can't do anything. See, if like I will apply the color and it doesn't wash off. So there is no way of fixing this. Let's try with adding some permanent pink, hoping that they will blend, but it is pointless. This one is actually worse than the hot press was. I mean, than the cold press. This is very bad. So when your paper does this, it's done for. You might be able to use it with gouache, but I'm not too sure about that. When I turn the paper around, you can see what I was saying, that the water has gone through. The paper has really soaked it and gone through. Yep, it's no good. Okay, let's try this Strathmore Vision. Like I mentioned before, I have never tried this paper, so I have no idea what to expect. I'll just turn it around. Okay, let's see. I'm going to apply water on the paper, and it's actually working better than the canson. Like, I am able to move the water. I'm not seeing any water soaking through, so that's a good sign. And let's apply my ultramarine blue. And yes, the paint is flowing nicely. So this paper was able to withstand the passing of time. Oh, I like what it does to the paint. And let's blend it with burnt umber. And the paper is still wet, as you can see, because the pigment is flowing. Over here the paper is dry. I didn't apply any water here, so that's why the pigment isn't moving, which is fine. Yeah, okay, so Strathmore Vision. Never tried this paper before, never even heard of it. I feel as if there was some chalk in the paper, like in the blending of the paper, because of how I'm being able to apply the color like wet on dry. It just feels very smooth. It's very strange. Okay, let's do this lady's face. And I'm just going to use my table as a mixer. Yeah, I really like the application of paint, like wet on dry. It feels so smooth. And I'm not getting those little dots that I get with hot press paper. So it is very interesting, like for illustration. It's a beautiful paper. And I love how the hair is starting to granulate as well. It just blends with, like every stroke blends with each other so well. Doesn't leave any streaks. Yeah, I really like this paper. I'm going to leave it on the side for it to dry. Now we have the Yupo medium. I think I'm just going to do like a quick landscape on this one, because I'm really excited about this paper. Let's see what the water does. Okay, the water sits on the surface. Good. I swear this feels like I'm painting on a photograph paper. Let's go with my ultramarine. Okay, this is weird. Yeah, I don't like this. Yupo medium. What on earth? What? I mean, I'm sure it has its uses. And this is also watercolor. This is my indigo. Wow. Yeah, I'm sure this, like for effects and stuff, it can be cool. It's a very different experience altogether. Like the water is still sitting on top of the paper and the pigment as well. Can't really do any blending, like proper blending. I don't know if this is ever going to dry. Okay, I'm gonna try other stuff on this then. Let's see. Okay, I have my acrylics here. Let's try a nice color. I don't want to try gouache because since it's a water, because it's very similar to watercolor. I think the reaction on this paper is going to be about the same. So I want to try acrylics instead. Okay, I'm gonna go with this brilliant purple. And let's see what it does. Okay, the application is very smooth. But again, I feel like it would never dry. I don't know. Okay, and now if I were to blend this with, let's say, this green here. I guess, not really keen on this. Yeah, I don't think I would use this paper, to be honest. And last try. I'll try some of my Neo colors. Let's try this grass green. Wow. Okay, it's super smooth how it applies. Because of course there's no texture to the paper. So it's like skating. And if I were to try and blend it. Okay. I'm still not very convinced. It just feels so artificial in a way, and yeah, it's not doing it for me. Yeah, no, and there's no way you can use water on these because it instantly removes them. Yeah, I bet I can even like go with a towel, a wet towel, and just wipe it off. Just have so many things around here. Yeah, so wipe clean. What about the acrylics? Yeah, they come off as well. Wow. And like I said, I bet there are people who really like this paper and have a certain way of using it. So forgive me. I don't want you to get angry for what I'm doing to this paper. But see, I've done all that and the watercolor is still wet, it's still sitting there, and of course it hasn't blended the way that I wanted it to. If I put it like that, I will now show you that the paint is dripping. See? And it's still glossy. And if I wipe it clean, yeah. Okay. So I have no idea what I could do with this paper. It is very strange. And like I said, I'm sure there are ways of using it. I just haven't found it. I've also not researched more about it. Oh. I'm picking up on this. Yeah, I'll have to find something that I can do with this. I'm not going to throw it away or anything. Sure, I can do something with this. It feels like photograph paper. And I don't even know if I would be able to use it on the printer, you know, to print pictures on it. Okay, now of course we have the Arches cold press. And again, I already know how this paper works. What I am trying to find out is whether or not it has gone bad, where I'll just put some water on it. There's water on the paper, but I think it's also kind of soaking through. No, there's water on it. It's not soaking through. It's hard for me to see because of the lighting setup that I have at the moment. Okay, with my ultramarine, and let's mix it with a Viridian or the intense green. This paper is working fine. See, this is the good thing about Arches, that you can blend to your heart's desire. Many papers would have started struggling already. Yeah, this one is fine. I'm just going to let it dry like this. I mean, I can use this for other stuff in the future. the hot press. This is also watercolor. It's my ochre, my yellow ochre. So I'm gonna go dry, wet on dry for this. Seems to be working fine. There's a lot of pigment that I've put on. Yeah, this one is working fine as well. Just gonna mix it with a bit of the burnt umber. Yeah, it's working fine. The feeling is different from the Strathmore Vision. The Strathmore Vision was like almost gliding when I painted. This one always, like, this is hot press, but I still feel like a sort of resistance from the paper. I really love this paper. But the Strathmore has given me kind of like, you know, it's like, for instance, you always like Coca-Cola, let's say. And that's the cola that you always drink. And then one day you try like a different brand of cola and you like it. You're like, oh, this is interesting. It has a thing. But doesn't mean that you will quit Coca-Cola anytime soon. It's more like you will include the non-brand cola to your, I don't know, to your consumption of bevies. And I'm having the same thing with this, with the Strathmore Vision. I would really like to get this paper and use it alongside my Artis and my canson as well. The one that I usually buy, because I really like what the how the paint reacted here and did a bit of the granulation. Though it's looking a bit washed out, but that could also be because these are the Cotman watercolors and not the professional grade. But then the rest is looking nice. And we already know what this is going to do, so I'm also going to leave this there. And last but not least, we have this indigo handmade that I'm really curious about. Okay, I really want to try some things with this. And I'm going to use a run brush for that. First I'll do wet on dry. I don't think this paper will go bad because I don't think it has any type of sizing on it. Oh, so far so good. I mean, it is wet on dry. Yeah, that side seems to be fine. And now I'll incorporate my glue. Oops. There's still a lot of water in my brush. Yeah, let's pretend this is a strange Fijian flower. Yeah. It's alright, I guess. And now let's get a bit of a stem, and I'll use my green screen for that. I think the texture is too bumpy. So let me try something with my very fine rigger brush. I want to see how precise I can be. I'm actually able to be precise on this paper. Now I want to try a wet on wet. So I will apply some water over here. And let's see how my indigo works there. Yep, it's alright, I guess. I don't know why I'm not really feeling it, you know? Okay, that's much nicer. But there's still a lot of pigment just sitting where I applied it. So I need to spread it with the brush. And let's see how we can blend. I'm going to apply a bit of the pink. Oh, that's a lot. And let's see how it will blend with my indigo on the indigo paper. Yeah, it's not bad. Not quite my favorite thing though. Like, I don't think I can really work this paper a lot. I don't know if I wanna, let's see, add more colors and water. I wanna see what the paper's going to start doing, because at some point it's going to start peeling. It's going to be way too much water and rubbing on the paper. And I also want to see how dull the colors are going to look afterwards. And let's see, let's add a bit of the ultramarine. I want to see if the colors are going to flow. Yeah, it's flowing. Yeah, I think I like this one better than the Zara one. The Zara one doesn't behave quite like this. It just sort of, well, will have the color sort of blotching on it, and it will start peeling really quickly. And I don't know why that is. I'm guessing the type of fibers that have been used to make the paper. I know a lot of people love painting on these type of handmade papers. I am discovering that I'm not such a big fan of that. I guess it's because of the type of subject that I like to paint, and it doesn't really work with this type of paper for my liking. Also using my colors quite pigmented. This way this is looking quite rich at the moment, but we'll have to see how it looks once it dries. If I were to lift it like this and see if the pigment is still gonna flow. Yep. Oh, I'm liking this. I'm really liking this. Okay. So it's, in my case, it's user error, I think. Like here now, I notice it's drying very dull. But here, because I applied a lot of paint, and then with this green, it's starting to granulate really nicely and getting a sort of light in there. And I'm already thinking forests. And now let's try something. Let's try dabbing some of the paint off. And applying water again. Oh, I like this. See, I've made a little landscape, like a magical landscape in just a few minutes. And I really like how it looks. Okay, now I'm going to apply a lot of indigo over here. Oh, that's a bit too much. Okay, I picked up a blob. Are you still? Yes, you're still in focus. You know, there's like a big blob of indigo paint on my brush. I'm going to add water and try to bring everything together. Adding water. to my brush without rinsing it. Pay no mind on the quality of the painting itself. I think you get the gist of this paper. Now I want to see how it looks once it's dry. This part is already dry. This one is fairly damp. But here I can see that the colors are quite washed off. Now I want to see what will happen here with this. I'm gonna let it dry over here. And let's get back to the Strathmore Vision. I really like this paper. It's not quite bone dry, and I like the way I was able to apply my colors. Okay, so I have the micron, the annoying micron pen. But yeah, the chalky feeling that I mentioned earlier, I can also feel it through the pen. I'm gonna have to find out more about it. If you've ever tried it before, let me know in the comments below, please. It would be nice to hear your opinion on this paper. It's very good. It didn't feel annoying. I didn't feel hindered in any way whatsoever. I felt like the paper was actually working with me rather than against me. Now the canson ones, where's the other one? Oh, where are you at? Oh yeah, here. So this was the cold press. Let's do this properly. Okay, so the canson cold press, canson hot press, they went bad. So these papers, I got them in 2020. I don't know how long my friend was keeping them in her home. I don't know the conditions of her home. And you saw me, this was the first one that I painted. It's warm today. It's like very warm. We're basically summer already. And it's still damp. Like this one hasn't dried at all. The water came through. It seeped through the paper. So it means that the paper has gone bad. The sizing has gone bad. Besides the fact that they've gone bad, I don't know if I would like them too much. Maybe the cold press, because I like the surface is not as obvious as other cold press papers. So like for instance here's my arches. The arches is also a bit damp. But yeah, the texture feels a bit smoother than the arches. The arches really has a bit of almost like a scratchiness to it. This one doesn't. So I think I would have really liked this one, like this cold press one. As for hot press, the only one that I ever tried was the arches. This is the first time I'm trying another one. And despite that the paper has gone bad, I don't think I would have liked it as much as the arches, because the arches is really smooth. And even when I was applying the paint, there is a bit of resistance always with these papers. And now when I touch the painted area, it feels a bit more rough. So this is much more smooth than this. But the colors blended nicely. And I know how hot press works, and I know that it's always going to blend very nice. I don't know about the canson. And I don't know if I would have liked this paper. But I'll try to get some new ones. I really want to expand my paper range. I don't just want to use arches, I want to try other papers. And then the Yupo, which for me was a fail, because I don't know how to use it. I don't know how it's meant to be used. Maybe I have to paint and just let it dry for 3 days or something. I'm sure there's something I can do with this. And if you've ever tried Yupo paper, do let me know in the comments what your experience with this was. And then the Indigo Handmade. It's starting to dry, so it's still a bit damp. And I'm not gonna know until it's fully dry how these colors look, but so far it hasn't faded too much. And I like this little landscape that I managed to do here. Okay, so back to my face. Yeah, I have these papers that I have tried, and I really liked this. I really liked trying these out and seeing what I would like and what I didn't like. And yeah, it's a shame that I let so much time pass, so that these, like the canson ones, have gone bad. That's really sad. So this is again a reminder to use the paper that you have. Don't let it go bad. Even if you think they're going to be too precious, you know, if you have, let's say, just a few sheets of the arches or the canson, use them. Don't wait too long, because they are gonna go off, like they are gonna go bad, and then you won't be able to use them at all, you know, and then that is going to be throwing money to the trash. So might as well use what you have. Use me as a learning lesson, you know. I went through the trouble of not using my paper so that you could learn that paper can go bad. But anyway, that is all that I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something new. And feel free to subscribe, give it a like, and leave a comment if you are so inclined. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.